What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What does that mean? Should I break it?
Hello everyone and welcome to Veteran Gaming. I am Aaron and I am absolutely exhausted. But this video needs to be made because 3v3 Grand Arena is upon us, and I know a lot of people do not like 3v3 Grand Arena. You gotta find more leaders, you gotta find more teams, you don't know which teams synergize well because it's not something we have a lot of experience with, right? 3v3 isn't used anywhere else in the game like it is in a 3v3 Grand Arena. So the goal of this video is to talk you through some of the resources I use, some of the teams I use, and some of the processes I use to set up my teams. And I'm actually going to go ahead and set up my 3v3 Grand Arena using my exact process so that you guys see how I do it. And then you guys can pick and choose things you like about my strategy and things you don't like. If you don't like anything, or if you do love anything, make sure you throw it in the comments section down below. That way everybody in the community can check it out and everybody can learn together. While you're down there, make sure you check out my link to my new Veteran Gaming Raid Shadow Legends channel. Please continue to support my work. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for checking it out, subscribing, all that jazz. So let's go ahead and dive into our 3v3 Grand Arena. Now, I went ahead and went in and pulled out all of my defense so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, how I'm thinking, teams I like to place from the beginning. But every time I check out a matchup in Grand Arena, the first thing I want to do is check out my opponent. So we're up against Geralt of Rivia, never heard of that guy, and his 6.8 million GP. Only, what, 200,000 higher than mine. This is a very winnable Grand Arena, in my opinion. Does have 3 Galactic Legends here, including the all-powerful Leia Organa, which is a bit of a problem. The good news is it doesn't look like they have the Datacron. That is the world beater for her. Let's see. Yep, Mandalorian. Okay, cool. So I think this is pretty winnable, even though Leia is the be-all, end-all currently, but without the Datacron, a little bit more winnable. 3 Galactic Legends total, some good Galactic Legends. Interesting heroes other than that. Does have Admiral Raddus, got Dr. Aphra up there with her Omi, so that could be a real problem. Honda Onaka's in there. So some decent things going on. Got a Wampa there with the Omicron. Ships, not too much in the ships, really. They don't have the Executor. They do have the Profundity all the way up at 7 stars. They got the Negotiator, Malevolence. So I think I might have a tiny bit of the edge in ships with the Executor. But I think the plan is to hope that they don't ever get 2 ships. Because we are going to set a pretty solid defense here. Because they're missing some teams like Sith Empire. They really don't have a Sith Empire worth mentioning. The Sith Triumvirate, they're missing some of those pieces. So I think with a strong defense set, that's the first thing. I think we got a pretty good shot at this. So if you look at the screen here, you can see how many total teams you're going to need. We're going to exclude ships right now. So we got 5, 4, 4. Simple math makes that 13. Not so simple math also makes that 13. As you can tell, I'm exhausted and starting to lose my mind. So we have 13 teams here that we need. So the first thing you want to do, if you don't know what else you're doing, is you need to identify which leaders you want to use. And try to remember also, if you're placing 13 on defense, you probably need like 26 total teams, which might seem a bit staggering to people, but you'll get there. So one way to look at it is to go ahead and search by leaders, filter by leaders, and see what options you have, right? Because every team, you want to have a leader, so you're going to need at least 13 of these bad boys. So if you get a pen and paper or type it out on your computer, whatever you want to do, just go ahead and try to identify some of your strong defensive leaders that you like to utilize on defense. Let's see, General Grievous. General Grievous is a great one. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Those are really good defensive units. Who else we got here? Crew, you can use Kylo Ren Unmasked. Darth Revan, the Sith Empire across the board are really great defensive units. Jedi Knight Revan I like to use on offense. Bossk I'll take on offense if possible. But you get the idea, right? You're just going through your teams here, trying to identify leaders that you want to use and people that you don't want to use, right? Like Count Dooku's not going to be a leader for me. So we're going to go ahead and scratch him out. Whatever you have to do, whether it's on paper, computer, try to start organizing by leader. Once you have those leaders filled out, then you can start filling in people that are going to fill up the other 2 slots that synergize well. Some of those decisions will be very easy, like Darth Traya. Darth Traya is obviously going to go with Darth Sion and Darth Nihilus. But if you get a leader like, not Count Dooku, what's his name? Where are you at? I'm losing my mind tonight. Nute Gunray. Nute Gunray has a lead for all Separatists. You can put him with any Separatist. He is much more open. So you want to go ahead and pick your leaders that are much more specific, fill them out, and then you can go to leaders like Nute Gunray that are a little bit more flexible with the teams they can use. Or also like Maul here. Maul can lead any Mandalorian. There's constantly Mandalorians coming into this game. They're a bit more flexible. Alright, so let's go back into Grand Arena. And it's always important to make sure you understand the point structure also. So if you're looking at ships here, you get 186. Nah, terrible weatherman still. 186, right? If you conquer that zone. If you conquer this zone, 260. So this is the ultimate protected zone. They can have ships way before they can have this one. And then these front ones are equal. 232, 232. So I want to avoid them taking this one at all costs. Therefore, the way I typically place it is my strongest teams are going to go here into the front bottom zone. My next strongest are going to go up here into this top zone, and then whatever I have left is going to go into the bottom zone, except I usually like to put at least one sleeper team back there. That is way more difficult than people think. That way, if they see giant guns here all the way across the front, they're going to think, okay, if I do plow through this one, it's a cakewalk in the back zone. I like to put a sleeper back there if possible. That way, when they see that, they feel defeated inside. It crushes their soul, and then they weep, and then I win. That's the plan. Doesn't always work, but that's the plan. So I want to make this bottom zone here really strong. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is probably put Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. We're going to put him with a tank and probably a turn order support mastermind, first order officer, Phasma. Hux has a good lead. I don't really want to use a Hux here if I don't have to. And I don't think I want to use a crew there, obviously. Never ever use Kylo Ren, the OG Kylo Ren, because he can solo your Old Republic teams that are Karth-led. So he stays out no matter what. So I think this is probably I want First Order Officer to try to give Supreme Leader Kylo Ren more turns. First Order Stormtrooper can take a bit of the damage, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll go ahead and set that team. What do we want to do next? The next thing I want to do is I'm probably going to put my Jedi Master Luke. And this is where I'm going to talk to you about one of the resources. I'm going to show you exactly how I use it. And then this will help you set some of your teams too. So if you go to Das Google and you go to you don't even have to go to Google. Just go up here, swgoh.gg. It's going to open up this wonderful resource here. And I'm going to make it bigger so that you guys can all see. All right. So if you go up here to the top, directly above me, still the worst weatherman ever, you can click on GAC, and it's going to bring up this. And then you can go over here to top or GAC squads, click on that, and then it's going to show you. So you want to come back here to the last season, this drop down right here. That's 3v3. And over here you can pick attack or defense, and it's going to give you a win percentage, right? So it has seen Darth Revan, Bastila Shan Fallen, and Darth Malak 21,700 times. And it has won on offense 91.1%. So they are a good offensive team. But right now we're interested in defenses. So we're going to click over here to defense. As you can see here, I'm in trouble there because they have the new GL, Leia. They do have a Drogon. So that's going to be a really tough team considering it gets a hold 47% of the time. But you can start filtering through this list and trying to pick out some heroes that you have. If you click on the hero, it's going to tell you a little bit more about them. But you should probably have a general idea of what heroes you have at this point. But you can just scroll down here and check out some teams. I don't really know how I'm going to set up my Sith Empire yet. But right here it's saying that the old school Darth Revan, Bastila Shan Fallen, and Malak have been seen almost 20,000 times and hold 22% of the time. That is pretty good, but I also still have Darth Malgus, so I'm not entirely sure if I want to create a dream team with Malgus there or separate them. As you can see here, Malgus with Bastila Shan Fallen and Darth Revan is actually a lower success rate. So I might keep what I have and what I've used for a long time. But the whole point of that, and why I brought it up right then and there, is I actually think, based on the data that is available, if I can find it, I saw somewhere that, I'm not going to waste any more time on that. I saw somewhere that actually Jedi Master Luke had better holds. Oh, don't freeze on me now, just because I minimized you for a second. Come on, game. Come on. Wakey, wakey. Actually has better holds with a Jedi Knight Luke lead than his own lead. We might have to restart if this doesn't pick back up. Here we go. So, Jedi Knight Luke lead with Jedi Master Luke, and nope, wrong Yoda. Hermit Yoda actually had more holds than a Jedi Master Luke lead with Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and Hermit Yoda. So that's why that website is also very useful, because you can go in and get some insight to, okay, I'm going to use these three people together, but two of them are leaders, which you can only really afford to do if you have a larger account. But I want to make sure I'm doing it in the right way. So let's go ahead and put on a Datacron to make it a little bit more difficult, because they do place a decent amount of debuffs between the two of them. So let's go ahead and set that one out. There we go. So we got our two big hitters. Now I'm going to add my Sith Triumvirate, because if you didn't see my previous video, please check it out. They are an absolute must invest with the Omicron on Darth Traya. I actually was farming for Lord Vader and stopped what I was doing, stopped everything I was doing to get these guys up to Relic 3, because I really, really, really expect them to get me at least one hold, or at least force them to use a Galactic Legend, which is really cool because you actually have to use a Dark Side Galactic Legend, because the Omicron isn't affected by Light Side Galactic Legends. And if you remember my specific matchup this week, they only have Light Side Galactic Legends. So Darth Traya there might be a real boon to have on my team this week specifically. So we're going to go ahead and put her down there. And then the last team, I really don't want them getting through. Oh, we got to make our decision on the Sith Empire. And if you guys have a... Oh, okay. Well, we'll be right back. All right, as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, Sith Empire is the one I don't really know how I'm going to break up, or if I'm going to like the way I break it up. So if you guys have a certain method that works really well for you, please let me know. It hurts to put Darth Malgus with Empire Trooper and Sith Marauder. Let's see. This leadership, just Sith Empire allies. Yeah. Fear. I think that's what we're going to have to do, though. I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to try it this round. I don't know if it'll be quite as invincible as a Darth Malgus, Darth Malak, and Darth Revan, but I don't really want to separate Darth Revan and Bastila Shan Fallen. So we're going to put these three together and see what they can do this week. Or not this week, this battle. And then we'll see if we need to move them around. All right, so there is our first set. Group of teams, feeling pretty strongly about that one. So up here, we're going to go ahead and throw in the rest of our Sith Empire. If we can find them. Reading is hard. There we go. No. Get by your girlfriend. There we go. Bastila Shan Fallen sandwich. All right. That is a lovely, lovely, lovely defense. What else do we want to throw up here? I'm going to take these two Galactic Legends on offense, probably. I'm tempted to put Kenobi on defense instead of taking him on offense. But I think this week we'll take him on offense. Boy, I don't know. I really enjoy setting a strong defense. Let's go ahead and put our droid team out here because they are real fun, real solid. Is that the team? I think that's the team. Gonna run that one with Grievous. And then I'm actually gonna throw Poggle lead and probably put the other droids with him. Is that what I want to do? Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's just throw in. The last two teams up here are going to be Separatist. So if you guys are unfamiliar, Poggle actually has a nice little lead here. Separatist allies have 30% offense. Droid allies recover 10% health whenever they attack out of turn or damage a turn-locked enemy. And I really like him with Droideka because that maxed offense helps a lot. And then Magna Guard can soak up some damage. Real run fun combo. So that will be that combo. And then we're going to throw in another Separatist team up here. I was going to try to get Newt Gunray up to Relic 3, and I just ran out of time, so whoops. But we're going to put him with Jango. And then I think we're going to put him with Count Dooku. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I've also really seen like this with Enfys Nest is nasty. I haven't seen that data in a while, so I don't know if that's just kind of fallen off and nobody uses it, but I've seen this in the past was a pretty nasty team. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that because Dooku can be used in a lot of different places. I think we might try this. And I'll let everybody know how it goes. But I think we're going to try this. So we'll put Newt Gunray, Jango, and Enfys Nest. If you want to play it a little bit safer, go with Dooku. Because Dooku can do some great things. But we're going to try this. For some reason, I remember this being an absolutely nasty combo. Probably because Newt can get out of the way and stealth himself, and Enfys Nest is an absolute nightmare to take down. So that's what we're going to roll with there. In the back, let's go ahead and see. We're for sure going to put our Geos in here. The rest of our Geos. Who do you roll with? You roll with Sunfac and nope. Spy, right? I think so. Maybe not Spy. Soldier and Spy? I think so. We'll try that. Again, I could look it up if I wanted to, swgoh.gg, but frankly, I'm too exhausted. We are just going to roll with that. You know what? Let's throw in the 2 tanks. That way, Geonosian Spy is left alone as long as possible and hopefully just yeets people out. All right, who else we got on defense here? Let's go ahead and throw Mon Mothma. Some kind of team for her in here. Let's go with the bros. Wedge and Biggs. We'll set that one up. Trying to think what else I want to do. I got to set 3 more teams here. Let's see if we can come up with some other team ideas. What do we got? Let's pull up our leaders. Offense, for sure offense. For sure offense. For sure offense. Offense. I could put CLS on defense. Ooh, you know what? I actually usually throw Han and Chewie with Jango because he gives Scoundrels a lead, a speed bonus. So I might have broken up a team there. But Han and Chewie can be used a lot of different places. I think Lando, actually. I have Lando and Relic. So let's look at Lando. Let's just go ahead and pull up Rebels here. What's your lead, homie? Also have this one. Rebel allies have tenacity and critical chance. So we got some options here. Get out of there. Scoundrel Rebel allies gain 15 speed and 29% critical damage. Yeah, that might be a good one too. So we got some options. So we're going to leave that as it is. I shouldn't have clicked out of there. All right. Hopefully this video is helping give you guys some ideas. I feel like I'm running off the train here, but what can I say? I'm doing the best I can. All right. Do I have any resistance to go with her? Probably not, because I firmly believe that they're trash. Oh, you know what? we can for sure do these two. I'm happy with that. We'll set that team. A little bit of damage, a little bit of health sharing from our 2D2. 2 Relic 7s. That one's not a bad defensive squad. I don't actually know who's my real gotcha squad back here, but maybe that one. That one might be pretty annoying. Those Jedi are offensive. Oh, we can put a crew back here. Let's put our first order. Crew with the Omicron and Executioner. Try to get some damage in there since crew is going to tank a whole lot. That's another team that might be considered a kind of gotcha team since we have the Omicron on the pilot here. If you guys aren't familiar with the Omicron, while in Grand Arenas and all allies are first order, 100% chance to gain foresight. All allies gain 50% max health, which is great when you pair him with crew and some other bonuses in there. So nice little Omicron. We need one more team. Who do we have? Let's pull up our leaders again. Nope, nope, nope. Offense, offense, offense. Offense, offense, offense. Offense, offense, offense. Boba. Not really much of a leader I want to use. Bosk, I want to take. You know what? Let's do our Mandalorians. Let's do that Maul team I was talking about. If I can read Mandalorian, there we go. All right, so Maul. 5% max health for each Mandalorian ally at the start of battle and 25% offense. So a little bit better if you are using him with more Mandalorians in like a 5v5, but nope, wrong Mandalorian. Bam. I think this might be kind of nasty. We can keep Maul alive using Bam. I think that might be kind of nasty. So with that, like I said, I like to try to set a pretty strong defense. And I feel like other than putting another Galactic Legend on, that is a pretty strong and tricky defense. All right, as far as fleets go, usually I like to put my Executor on defense because there aren't a whole lot of teams that can get through Executor on defense. Actually, the very last Grand Arena I played in the 5v5, I put Executor on defense, and my opponent had a 7-star Executor where I only have 6-star, and my Executor helped. So it's a really difficult fleet to get past, so I like to use them on defense. Our starting lineup. When I put them on defense, I don't put another ship in there because I don't want them to call any other ship in as a reinforcement other than a bounty hunter because I don't think they'll do the order correct. If I'm on offense, I'll absolutely bring either Karth's ship or Plo Koon's ship. But because I don't trust the computer to play it right, I feel like it always brings in this random reinforcement before my bounty hunters, and that's not what I want. I would rather not bring in another ship than bring in a ship that it's going to call at the incorrect time. So there we go. There's one. That's a true stopper. I like to take my Malevolence and my Negotiator on offense also. So I usually end up setting my Chimera because between Malevolence, Negotiator, and Finalizer, I can usually get through 2 ships. So we're going to throw in a nice little Empire lineup here. And we'll throw in the full Empire lineup. There we go. So that is how we set up our defense. First thing we want to do is look at our opponents on, see what kind of roster they have, see if we have something that we know they can't get through, and then kind of start building a plan from looking at their roster. Lay a strong defense is my recommendation. Pay attention. Your stronger teams are usually on the bottom, but it does change whether you're in Chromium, Erodium, Kyber, all that kind of stuff. So make sure this bottom zone is actually worth more points than the ship one. If it's not, if ships are worth more, then go ahead and put your strongest defense up top here. But I highly recommend laying a strong defense. That way you can kind of pick and choose when you're on offense. So looking at some of the offensive leaders I have left real quick. Let's pull them up, pull them up, pull them up. So I still have what? Jedi Master Kenobi and Sith Eternal Emperor on offense. I still have General Skywalker, Commander Luke Skywalker. Who else is left on offense? Darth Vader, but he's not going to be a lead. Admiral Piet, but he's not going to be a lead. I have Imperial Troopers and Empire units I can use. I have Jedi to fill out that Jedi Master Kenobi. I also have Jedi Knight Revan. Qui-Gon Jinn is going to take some Jedi. So we still have a Bossk with Greef Karga and Mandalorian team. That one works really well because both Bossk and Greef Karga can call Mass Assist, which is going to help you get to that contract much faster. So those are just some of the teams. And here's some teams I use too. I'm just going to start throwing all this out so you guys can see it, because I don't know what you have on your roster. Everybody's a little bit different, obviously, but these are just some ideas. I got a Gas-led 5.0 first year with Echo and ARC Trooper. There's the Darth Revan squad I initially had before Malgus, and I actually still rolled with them this time. Commander Luke Skywalker, I always run with 3PO, Chewie, and C-3PO, because that frees up Han and Chewie, who are a little bit stronger on their own and can have a little bit more plug-and-play versatility with the Scoundrels and with Rebels that give a speed advantage, because they do a ton of damage, always assisting each other. So Commander Luke Skywalker doesn't need them as much because he can still rock and roll with 3PO and Chewie and C-3PO. I said Chili. This is a Vader-led team. I don't really use this one much anymore, but because they are all Sith, this can be a pretty strong team if you need them. My other clones, since Echo and ARC went with Gas, Shaak Ti runs with 5s, and Rex can get some pretty good work done there. Padme, Ahsoka Tano, and Mace Windu. This would also be a pretty strong defensive team. If you want to throw them on defense, I wouldn't blame you at all. But you can also run Ahsoka Tano and Commander Ahsoka Tano with Jedi Master Kenobi, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. But Padme is a really solid one on defense still. There's my General Grievous team I was talking about. Jedi Knight Revan. You can run Jedi Knight Revan with Jolee Bindu and Grandmaster Yoda. If you want to put Bastila Shan with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, which is also a pretty strong combo. Her lead is actually really fantastic, gives a lot of bonus protection, and I've seen that as a straight-up stall team. Bastila Shan lead, Jedi Master Luke tanking, and Hermit Yoda just healing and giving out Jedi blessings. It's a really, really stall team. They're not doing a ton of damage, but they are very, very annoying. Palp lead here. You can always run Palp with Vader. This is a little bit more of a weaker lineup. If you need Vader as a lead, this might work for you too. Imperial Troopers are awesome on offense. I wouldn't recommend ever putting them on defense, because they can be incredibly powerful, taking out teams like Darth Revan if their speeds are high enough. But if you put them on defense, the other team gets to check the speeds. And as long as you can beat their speeds, this team is absolutely easy to destroy, because it's essentially a team of 3 glass cannons that need that turn meter train rolling to be effective. Sith Eternal obviously solos everything with just Wat Tambor to give him the tech. Thrawn team you can mix up too, but again, that Empire can kind of use a little bit more fluidly based on the needs of your roster at the time, but he does have a pretty decent lead if you need it. There was that Scoundrel team I was talking about with Jango, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. Really, really great work. Qui-Gon obviously has the Omicron that you need to link with Jedi Knight Anakin. Bastila Shan Fallen, General Kenobi, and Hermit Yoda. Before I had Jedi Master Luke, this was always a go-to, and is another stall team. I've gotten a decent amount of holds with this one, just because, again, Hermit Yoda is buffing the tank. Bastila Shan is putting down a bunch of debuffs. It can stun. Bastila Shan can ability block, can heal. It's just, it's a really good stall team. No offense in it whatsoever. Do not take that team on offense, but can do good things for you on defense. There's that Separatist droid team I was talking about. A nice little random Sith team. That's kind of a cleanup. Now the Savage Opress has the Omicron. This is a really strong defensive team too, and I might actually swap that team out right now. I kind of forgot I had Savage's Omicron. We might put that on the back wall as another version of a stall team. But, you know, these are just ideas. This Bounty Hunter team, again, Boss Greef Karga Mandalorian, really, really strong. Got some bugs. Old Republic don't ever put down on defense if they have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, because they automatically then have the OG Kylo Ren that can solo this for massive banners. Good old Murder Bears there, not really that great anymore. And then I just have randomness down here. So make sure that you're checking your leaders and seeing what you want to use, which is why I should have paid a bit more attention to Savage Opress. So we're going to go ahead and put him in real quick in that random Sith lineup, because that Savage Omicron can be a bit of a nightmare. You can actually also take him on offense, and he can solo some stuff if his Relic's high enough. I've seen Relic 5 recommended for that. I've never tried it. So I know that you can get some done with Relic 3. So it depends. If you want to try to save him, put him on offense, and get a higher banner victory, may not be a bad idea, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you are going to be able to get something closed out with him. What team do I want to take out? Something up top here? No, I kind of want to see if that... I really want to experiment and see if that Nuke Gunray team does something. I might take these droids out. These are not the droids you're looking for. Let's take them out. We might be able to use them on offense somewhere. All right, so we are going to put in here our beautiful Sith. Darth Maul lead. Where are you at? Because Savage Opress does not have a lead, if I'm correct. Oh, he does. What is it? Oh, defense and tenacity? The whole point is to not die. What's Maul's again? These are some leads I haven't seen in a long time. Gain evasion, turn meters south whenever they evade or critically hit. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's make sure they're trying to kill Savage and fail. So there we go. Let's run this crew. We'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. So we got a couple of Omicrons. We got pretty strong defense here. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this lineup. So there we go. There is the process. There is a fully set up 3v3. Hopefully this helps. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you throw them in the comments section down below. If I don't answer you, somebody else from the community hopefully will, and we'll get you rolling in the right direction. If you have any questions, again, swgoh.gg. Click on GAC up at the top. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. I just think it's a great resource. You can check what works on both offense, defense, success rates, that kind of stuff. Utilize your tools, all right? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry, it's a bit of a rant. Like I said, I'm absolutely exhausted, but I wanted to make sure this information got out. So please, if you enjoy the video, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoy my content, please support me on my new Raid Shadow Legends channel also. As always, guys, have fun. Good luck.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.